Okay, so here we are in Oily Puddle's garage, and today we're going to be applying Lanoguard to Alpi. Now, the one thing I've been told about applying this stuff is you need to wear old clothes and wear a hat because you're going to end up smelling like a sheep farmer. So, time for the old clothes. Okay, here we are. Old clothes, old hat, even got my old glasses on. Now we're going to get messy. We bought the large pack of Lanoguard, complete with the spray lance and spray bottle. This should be enough to do 2 cars. Well, this is what's inside the Lanoguard box. We've got a spray gun, spray it on with. We have an extension nozzle. We have the injector nozzle, which presumably goes into the drainage holes and things to make sure that the sills and the inside panels get a good coating. There's a spare nozzle because I suspect this stuff will block up. Then there are 2 of these, which are 2 2-litre bottles of Lanoguard. There is some Lanoguard grease. This is for weld seams, nuts and bolts, etc. There's the other 2-litre bottle. And then we have our instruction book. What to do and how to do it. Okay, well, we've read the Lanoguard instructions and really it needs very little preparation. You just got to keep it off of fan belts and off of the brake discs and things, and you can spray it virtually anywhere. What I would say is this is July and it's quite warm, but the Lanoguard grease is pretty solid. That doesn't look ready to brush onto anything to me, so I'm probably going to warm that a bit with some warm water to make that flow a little bit more. And then I'm going to put the Lanoguard in the spray bottle and just start working my way around Alpi on the underneath. I've stood the Lanoguard grease in some warm water just to make it flow a little bit more easily, and I'll be able to apply that with a paintbrush to bolt heads and spring leaves and that sort of thing, anything that appears like it might need a thick coating of Lanoguard. After just a little warming, the Lanoguard grease is much more like a paste, and you can see how that would go on and stick to a bolt or somewhere else that you wanted to protect much more easily. So it's worth keeping it warm. Once you connect the nozzle to the bottle of Lanoguard, as you pump the trigger, you can see the stuff moving up the pipe, getting towards where it's going to be to spray out under the car. Nice and simple, easy to set up. As with everything that we do on the channel, if you're working under the car, don't just rely on a jack. Use axle stands and chock the front wheels. We don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't want any accidents. Now you've got some access, you can get under there and start to spray the Lanoguard onto the underneath of the car. Now if I shine the torchlight under here, you can see that I've put the Lanoguard right up above the rear axle here, up against the body shell. And if I bring it back, you can see how the boot floor is dull on this side where it's dry and I haven't sprayed yet, but it's glossy on the other side where the Lanoguard is and where that Lanoguard will set and provide a virtually invisible protection to the metalwork. It goes on easy and it goes a long way. Right, I've sprayed the entire underside of the car and used about half, just over half, of the 2 litre bottle. So there's nearly a litre left to go inside the various box sections, sills, etc. This is what it's looking like underneath. It's wet with the Lanoguard all the way across, and the Lanoguard will set to a semi-matte waxy type finish. It's certainly easier to apply than something like wax oil. It's much nicer to work with and smells nicer. To inject inside the box sections and the sills, which I'm going to inject through the drainage holes, I've put the extension nozzle on. At the end of the extension nozzle, it sprays in a 360-degree pattern. So once it's up inside the sill, Lanoguard will be sprayed everywhere. I cleaned everything up using warm soapy water. It was quite easy to clean, and it's all ready to use again the next time. In the end, I didn't quite use all 2 litres of Lanoguard on one car. There's still probably about 1/8 of the can left, and I only used maybe 1/4 of the grease on the bolt heads. All in all, very good product, very impressive. All cleaned after just a little hot water and washing up liquid, and ready for the next car. All in all, much easier to use than the obvious rival, which is wax oil. Definitely going to use this stuff again. It's good. Well, I applied the Lanoguard yesterday. Being the English summer, it's pouring down with rain today. So straight away we're going to be out into the rain. And what we'll try and do is report on how the Lanoguard holds up to the British weather over a period of time.